Honey Singh says my voice is full of sex, states Nehal Kakkar. Well, I doubt. Who cares except Nehal Kakkar? Well, talking about a doubt, today we have a person, a stand-up comedian, whose career is full of doubt, Shubham Sejpal. So, Mr. Shubham, a.k.a. the Kasai, what's your take on stand-up comedy?
Do I really need to answer this question?
Yes, of course, you're on the show.
Oh, but I thought journalists do that quite well, so everyone must be knowing who watches the show. About stand-up comedy, journalists do that quite well.
We don't do stand-up comedy over here.
Oh, okay. So
we talk about serious issues.
Yes, I know. I'm not paid for this extra jokes here.
Nor am I.
Could use it later on. So, like, the basic thing, like stand-up comedy for the general audience is like, it comes from observation, our daily life. So, like, you have to connect to the audience. You have to narrate your joke with that confidence, with that feel, otherwise the audience would not connect to you. It's not like, okay, I'm on my toilet seat, I got a joke, I go blah 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 about it. I have to reassess that joke, I have to see whether how much laughter it creates.
So, I think if you watch a tap pouring water in a bucket, you could crack a joke on that.
I think I can't because I live in a really backward area, so there's no water in our taps. I have to go to the well.
You stay in Dharavi?
No.
Then?
Pedder Road.
That's in backward area.
Yeah.
How could? The price rate is around 2 lakhs per square feet and you could tell a backward area like Pedder Road.
But there's no water in our taps, so I think that's the definition of a backward area. You should get it right. You're a journalist, come on dude.
Comedians before the digitalization era, like Johnny Lever, and back in those days when comedy was a main element in the films, and now like wannabes like you crack jokes every day on the screens, on comedy shows. So the level of comedy has been degraded from that high point to the lower point.
Yeah, back in those days, you mean like your days?
Not
your golden days.
Yeah,
that's the same. You have some white hair, gray hair. So like the thing is that the comedians in that era, we're talking about the comedians in that era. So the crowd was different, and like it has changed. The comedy has changed as much as journalism has changed. Like they were serious journalists, wannabe journalists, serious wannabe, serious wannabe. So like the comedy, you and some of your colleagues. So like the thing is that it has changed as much as journalism and the other things have changed. So comedy back then, the crowd was different. It was not that broad-minded. It could not take the sex jokes or anything regarding any rants, any cuss words, specific jokes. Like wordplay is still a style of comedy, I think, and like most of people do it. Like if I ask you a question, who is Salman Khan's favorite football player?
Bale.
Yeah, you have been to one of my gigs, right? I know a lot of audiences see us online, but a lot of them come to watch us by paying money, hard-earned money. They don't sit on a chair all day and keep blabbering about aloo ke daam, kande ke daam. So like,
you need to learn from that's a national issue.
Yeah, that's a national issue, but only for the non-Jain people. You should sometimes please talk about, अरे यार केले के भी दाम बढ़ रहे. Come on.
So what do you think stand-up stands nowadays? At the railway station,
I'm sorry?
stand-up stands now. Like you're drinking.
You mean where does stand-up stand now?
Yes. Why are you drinking water from the railway water?
Well, down to earth, you see.
200 crores of scam in creating that water.
Yeah, what?
200 crores of scam in creating that water.
And then from my pocket, right? So I don't care. I care the least about it. Anyways, this tap water is not going to do any good to my health, so like really.
Talking about the jokes being repeated, don't you think once you crack a joke, some other comedian would take up your joke and later it would got forward into a WhatsApp message and like everyone in the town would crack that joke?
You always cannot go like, "Arey Rahul Gandhi bachcha, arey Rahul Gandhi bachcha." You always cannot keep saying that.
Sometimes
बच्चा भी तो बढ़ेगा कि नहीं कभी तो. You can say Rahul Gandhi बड़ा बच्चा है, 40 साल का बच्चा है. You have to improvise. 49, 50. Yeah, that's none of my concern. I'm straight, so like none of my concern.
So talking about comedy, like
that's what we are doing, right?
Quite good humor. So talking about comedy, once we had a film called Ankur, and that was being remade into a film like Hum Shakal.
Yeah, when it was remade, Ankur खट्टे हो गए थे. It was too bad.
So why did you choose to be a comedian or stand-up artist?
Because I couldn't do anything else properly.
Don't have any future plans?
No, I think if I would have been a doctor, I would have cracked a joke and the patient would have died out of laughter. So I think I'm good where I am right now.
So just to cover up your failures, you tried to be a comedian?
Yeah.
Sort of like that.
Maybe say so.